I'm Edward Pritchett. Welcome to Life Insurance Today, informing and empowering insurance agents to better our industry. Wanted to talk about something that I think everyone who is getting started in the industry has questions about. When you first get started in the insurance industry, you hear about these different types of organizations that you can join. You hear about captive agencies, you hear about IMOs or insurance marketing organizations, you hear about FMOs, field marketing organizations. And there's a whole bunch of other MOs that you probably will have heard about at some point in time if you're looking to join the insurance industry. Now, I wanted to break down the three most common so that as you're researching and figuring out what's going to be the best for you, you have at least a place to start in understanding what these organizations could mean for you and for your future insurance career. So let's start with captive agencies. So captive agencies are organizations that are owned and operated by an insurance company or a carrier. Now, the thing with a captive organization is when you work with them, you just work for them, all right? You sell the products that they have. You're limited to selling only products from that insurance company, unless there's some additional type of partnerships that carrier may have. Typically, as a captive agent, you're employed by the insurance company. Sometimes this is W-2 employment, sometimes it's a quasi W-2/1099 employment, but make sure you look and figure out exactly how you're seen as an employee for that insurance company. Support. Captive organizations, there's a lot of support there. They usually have structure, there's very strong hierarchy. You'll have a manager, maybe a district manager, regional managers, sales VPs. You have a whole system of other employees of the organization that are there to support you when and how they can. And that's one of the reasons that even for myself, when I first got into the insurance industry, I started with a captive organization. The other thing that you get with a captive agency is branding. They usually have a brand and an image that's ready to go, that's out there, maybe even in your community. People in your local area already know this company because they are there. Their name, their logo is there. Their logo shows up on the TV every now and again. Now, every organization type that we talk about has its positives, and then also, of course, they have their drawbacks. Some of the potential drawbacks for captive agencies is they may be less competitive than independent agents. And here's why. You sell one company's product. If your product doesn't fit, if your product isn't priced right within the market, there's not a lot you can do. There's not a pivot that you can make to sell something else. You have to sell that particular product. You're limited to a certain degree to what your carrier wants you to do. So if the carrier is moving from final expense sales into term sales, you're an employee of the company. You have to do what the company is asking you to do. Now, there's some give and take in that. You do have some of your own agency when it comes to being able to sell what you feel is best for the client. But if your carrier, your insurance company is wanting to move from the personal market to the business market, guess what you're gonna be selling next year if you're still with them? You're gonna be selling policies in the business market. So captive organizations are a place that many people find that they start within the insurance industry. You just want to make sure that you know what is the game plan for you long term within the industry, and that's where you can talk with others about other forms of organizations that you can be a part of. And this is where we get into the independent marketing organizations. So independent marketing organizations, how are these organizations structured? So unlike captive organizations, they're not tied to one specific carrier. Independent marketing organizations usually have contracts with multiple insurance carriers, and they don't represent any one exclusively. They open these contracts up to their agents so that their agents can also do the same thing for their clients, sell whatever product they feel is best. Now, IMOs can also offer a variety of different services. They can offer marketing, training, technology, but they're not beholden to do that. And they can sometimes charge fees for any services that they do offer. So here's one of those things that you may put into the drawback column is there is a cost to being a part of an insurance marketing organization. You're either gonna pay in commission, so override commission, some of your commission goes to that insurance marketing organization. This also happens on the captive side, but this is one of the ways that insurance marketing organizations fund themselves. And then there's also the potential to pay those fees. So this might be fees for training, fees for leads, fees for technology. Every organization has its pluses and minuses, and when it comes to insurance marketing organizations, one of the biggest pluses is that you get to choose what you want to do for your client. You get to find the best possible product, you get to market in the way that you want. As a 1099 employee of that insurance marketing organization, you get to decide if you want to participate in anything that does have a fee. So there's a lot more freedom and flexibility with being an independent marketing organization agent. However, sometimes that flexibility and freedom can also be a negative thing for you in the sense that you don't have anyone telling you what to do. So are you the kind of person that needs someone to guide you and train you and put you through the paces so that you can get to the next level? If so, make sure that you're with an insurance marketing organization that has that as part of that service, the service that they would provide. Now, the last one that I want to cover here is field marketing organizations. Now, with FMOs are very similar to IMOs, but they're usually more specialized. Typically, this is someone or an organization that provides support in a very specific healthcare market. So this might be an FMO that's specifically tied to Medicare Advantage, or maybe an FMO that's specifically tied to Affordable Care Act plans. FMOs also provide marketing, training, technology, and then they give those agents that work with them a wide access to the health insurance products that they would need to help them go out and service the clientele that they're providing. Now, that clientele is another place that they also help an agent access, and that might be through leads, through warm market, through books of business, or through different marketing techniques that they have to bring clients to the agents. So when you're thinking about an FMO, or you hear that term FMO, you're thinking about a very specialized IMO that's looking to sell things mainly in the healthcare space. So this is just a quick breakdown. There is so much more that we can talk about, and we will talk about that on Life Insurance Day today as we break down what's happening amongst the captive organizations, IMOs, and FMOs, and all the other MOs that are out there. I had to think about it, that was gonna be okay to say. But thank you for joining us. I really appreciate you taking the time to care enough about your career in the insurance industry to do some research, find out some facts so that you can better serve this industry, because this industry serves so many people. Thanks for joining us.